Hey guys, it's Finance at Freddy's Plushies here today, and sorry I meant that wrong. Today we're going to read a book, which like if you guys don't feel like going to the bookstore, then just like download this app. Hi. Ill anime is correct. Okay, so today, as you know by the title, we're going to read Finance at Freddy's The Silver Eyes. Oh shoot, hold on. Yo, first. Actually, Earth was first. God damn it, hold on. I think there's something wrong with it. Hold on. I think I misspelled it wrong. Hello. Hey Nerf, how come we haven't heard of you ever since? I'm in. Hi. Okay, so guys, today we're not this stream is not going to be like creepy or sexual or whatever. What's up, man? I'm triggered. I have an account on the Wattpad. Really? You guys should go download it. Instead of going to the bookstore, you could just download this app and read your favorite book. Okay, please be here. There we go. As you can see, you can just search up Five Nights at Freddy's The Silver Eyes. Here we go. If you guys don't know, The Silver Eyes is a book, which is a Five Nights at Freddy's book. It says here, the story is by Scott Cawthon. This book is a copyright of the book and the whole plot is not owned by me. It's owned by Scott Cawthon. Love his books. I have the book, so I'm just going to write it in Wattpad for you people that never read the story. You're welcome. Have fun reading. I love you, cuz see ya. Summary, 10 years after the horrific murders at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza that ripped their town apart, Charlie, whose father owned the restaurant, and her childhood friends reunite on the anniversary. So my parents and I can go to your house Saturday. Okay. Friends reunite on the anniversary of the tragedy and find themselves at the old pizza place, which had been locked for years. After they discover a way inside, they realize that things are not as they used to be. The 4 adult-sized animatronic mascots that once entertained patrons have changed. They now have a dark secret and a murderous agenda. Punches Nerf head. Die. Jesus Christ. Let's read this. Okay, so here we go, guys. Now, also guys, I'm going to also do this with the voices. So today we're going to only read chapter 1 and chapter 2. So yeah, I'm going to do it with the voices, like how I do it. Bruh. Who the heck is Mr. Ennard Gaming and React? Oh, whatever. He sees me. Charlie dropped to her hands and knees. She was wedged behind a row of arcade games cramped in the crawl space between the consoles and the wall, tangled electrical cords and useless pucks strewn beneath her. She was cornered. The only way out was past the thing, and she wasn't fast enough to make it. She could see him stalking back and forth, catching flickers of movement through the gaps between the games. They were scarcely enough room to roam, but she tried to crawl backward. Her foot caught on a cord. She stopped, contorting herself to carefully dislodge it. She heard the clash of metal on metal, and the farthest console rocked back against the wall. He hit it again, shattering the display, then attacked the next, crashing against them almost rhythmically, tearing through the machinery. The fake Netflix is gonna try roasting me. I know, guys, he's returned. I don't know why. Okay, where was I? Shattering the display. Okay, then attacked the next, crashing against them almost rhythmically, tearing through the machinery, coming closer. I have to get out. I have to. The panic, though, was of no help. There was no way out. Her arms ached and she wanted to sob aloud. Blood soaked through the tattered bandage, and it seemed as though she could feel it draining out of her. The console, a few feet, crashed away against the wall, and Charlie flinched. He was getting closer. She could hear the grinding gears and the clicking of servos ever louder. Pikachu. Eye closed, she could still see the way he looked at her. See the matted fur and the exposed metal beneath the synthetic flesh. Suddenly, the console in front of her was wrenched away. It toppled over, thrown like a toy. The power cords beneath her hands, knees were yanked away, and Charlie slipped, almost falling. She caught herself and looked up just in time to see the downward swing of a hook. Now, here we go. This boy's gonna make a diss track about me. I know, let's try and see what he's gonna do. Welcome to Hurricane Yuta. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna take a break. No vids for one. Okay. Charlie smiled wryly at the sign and kept driving. The world didn't look any different from one side of the sign to the other, but she felt a nervous anticipation as she passed it. She didn't recognize anything. Then again, she hadn't really expected to. Not this far as the edge of the town where it was all high and empty space. She wondered what the others would look like, who they were now. 10 years ago, they'd been best friends, and then it happened, and everything ended. At least for Charlie, she had written all the time as kids, especially Marlo, who wrote like she talked, fast and incoherent. But as they got older, they had grown apart, the letters, and grown fewer and further between, and the conversations leading up on this trip had been perfectionary and full of awkward pauses. By the way, I'm Desmond Live Vlogs. I changed my channel name. Oh, okay. Charlie repeated their name as though to reassure herself that she still remembered them. Marla, Jessica, Lamer, Carlton, John, and Michael. Michael was the reason for the trip, after all. It was 10 years since he died, 10 years since it happened, and now his parents wanted them all together for the dedication ceremony. They wanted all his old friends there when they announced the scholarship they were creating in his name. Charlie knew it was a good thing to do, but the gathering still felt slightly macabre. She shivered and turned down the air conditioning, even though she knew it was not the cold. As she drove into town center, Charlie began to recognize things. A few stores in the movie theater, which had now advertising the summer blockbuster hit. She felt a brief moment of surprise and smiled at herself. Be right back, okay? What did you expect that the whole place would be unchanged? A monument to the moment of your depraved frozen forever. Okay, just trying to this like, hold on. Frozen forever in July 1985. Well, that was exactly what she expected. She looked at her watch. Still a few hours to kill before they met up. She thought about going to the movie, but she knew what she really wanted to do. Charlie made a left turn and headed out of town. 10 minutes later, she pulled to a stop and got out. The house looked up before her, its dark outline wound on the bright blue sky. Charlie leaned back against the car, slightly dizzy. She took a moment to steady herself with deep breaths. She had known it would be here. An illicit look through her ounce bank books a few years before. Yes. Yeah. Looked at her ounce bank books a few years before it had told her that the mortgage was paid off and that Aunt Jen was still paying property taxes. It had only been 10 years. There was no reason it should have changed at all. Charlie climbed the steps slowly, taking it in the peeling paint. The third stair still had a loose board, and the rose bushes had taken over one side of the porch. Their thorns bitingly hungrily into the wood. The door was locked, but Charlie still had her key. She had never actually used it. As she took it from around her neck and slid into the lock, she remembered her father putting its chain around her neck. In case you ever need it. Well, she needed it now. The door opened easily, and Charlie looked around. She didn't remember much about the first couple of years here. She had been only 3 years old, and all the memories had faded together in the blur of child griefs and loss of not understanding why her mother had to go away. Clinging to her father every moment, not trusting the world around her unless he was there. Unless she was holding tightly to him, burying himself into the flannel shirts and the smell of grease and hot metal to him. The stairs stretched straight up in front of her, but she did not move directly to them. Instead, she went into the living room where all the furniture was still in place. She had not really noticed it as a child, but the house was a little too large for the furniture they had. The things were spread out too widely in order to fill the space. The coffee table was too far from the couch to reach. The easy chair too far across the room to carry on a conversation. There was a dark stain in the wooden floorboards near the center of the room. Charlie stepped around it quickly and went to the kitchen where the cupboard held on only a few pots. Read the twist and once eat. Okay, I'll do that later. I'll do that when I'm done with this book, okay? Quickly went to the kitchen where the few pots, pans, and dishes. Charlie had never felt a lack of anything as a child, but it seemed now that the unnecessary enormity of the house was a sort of apology. The attempt of a man who had lost so much to give his daughter what he could. He always had a way of overdoing whatever he did. The last time she was here, the house had been dark and everything felt wrong. She was carried up the stairs to her bedroom, although she was 7 years old and could have gone quicker on her own 2 feet. But Aunt Jen had stopped on the front porch, picked her up, and carried her, shielding her face as though she were a baby in the glaring sun. Hi, I'm going to complete this, I'm sure of it. I hope I want to give you people that didn't read this book a chance to read it. Since I have the book I'm reading as I'm going to finish. Goodbye. Now, get out of here. I hope you all enjoy. See it. Gotta be freaking kidding me. Not the whole book. Well, didn't know there was. Oh yeah, I forgot there's part 1. Get out. Okay. Now Francis. Oh, great. I don't want to read it in Spanish. Let's see. Why do they have to have... Okay, I think this is the real one. Like the whole thing I wanted to be. Okay, so where was I? You gotta be kidding me. Okay, I think it's somewhere here. Where was I? Okay. Where was I? God, where did I go? Is this a website or an app? Gotta go. It's a app where you get to read books that you want. The stairs stretched straight up in front of her, but she did not move directly to them, going instead into the living room where all the furniture was still in place. Okay. Or was I? In her room, okay, fine, both. In her room, Aunt Jen set her down and closed the bedroom door behind them and told her to pack her suitcase, and Charlie cried because all her things could never fit into that small case. We can come back for the rest later, Aunt Jen said, her impotence leaking through as Charlie hovered indecisively at her dresser trying to decide which t-shirt to bring along. They had never come back for the rest. Charlie mounted the stairs, heading to her old bedroom. The door was open. As she opened it, what is it called? Oh, it's freaking, yeah, it's called Wattpad. Sorry. It's called Wattpad. Okay, the door was open and she opened it. She had a giddy feeling of discipline as thought her younger self might be sitting there among her toys. Look up and ask Charlie who you are. Charlie went like the rest of the house. Her bedroom was untouched. The walls were pale pink and the ceiling, which sloped dramatically on one side, following the line of the roof, was painted to match. Her old bed still stood against the wall. Beneath the large window, the mattress... Thanks, no problem. And the tuck through the sheets were gone. The window was cracked slightly open, and rotting lace curtains wavered in the gentle breeze from outside. There was a dark water stain in the paint beneath the window, spreading to the mattress, where the weather had gotten in over the years, betraying the house neglect. Charlie climbed onto the bed and forced the window shut. With a screech it obeyed, and Charlie stepped back, then turned her attention to the rest of the room, to her father's creation. The first night in the house, Charlie was afraid to sleep alone. He did not remember the night, but her father had told her about it often enough that the story had taken on the quality of memory. She sat up and waited until her father came to find her, until scooped her up and held her and promised her he would make sure she was going to never be alone. And the next morning, he took her by the hand and led her to the garage where he set to work keeping that promise. The first of his inventions was the purple rabbit, now gray with age from years of sitting in the sunlight. Her father had named him Theodore. He was the size of a 3-year-old child, her size at the time, and had a plush fur, shining eyes, and dapper red bow tie. He didn't do much, only waved a hand, tilted his head to the side, and say in her father's voice, "I love you, Charlie." But it wasn't enough to give her a night watcher, someone to keep her company when she could not sleep. Right now, Theodore sat in the white wicker chair in the far corner of the room. Charlie waved at him, but not activated. He did not wave back. After Theodore, the toys got more complex. Some worked and some did not. Some seemed to have permanent glitches, and others simply did not appeal to Charlie's childish imagination. She knew her father took those back to the workshop and recycled them for do some shout-outs, but hold on. Though she did not like to watch them dismantled, but the ones they were kept, though, she loved, and they were here now at her expectantly. Good reading. Thank you. I actually like reading. Okay, so shout out to Yi. Okay, what was the name? Shout out to the new guy. Okay. Okay. What was it? Dismantled, but the ones that were kept, though she loved, and they were here now. Looking at her expectantly, smiling, Charlie pushed a button beside her bed. It gave way stiffly, but nothing happened. She pushed it again, holding it down longer, and this time across the room with the holding it down longer, and this time across the room with the wary creak of metal on metal, the unicorn began to move. The unicorn, who Charlie had named Stanley for some reason she could no longer remember, was made of metal and been painted glossy white, and it trundled around the room on a circular track, bobbing its head stiffly up and down. The track squealed now as it rounded the corner and came to a stop beside where Charlie sat on. Where Charlie sat on the bed. She got down and knelt beside him on the floor, patting his flank. His glossy paint was chipped and peeling. I hate reading. How? I have that book. How peeling, and his face had given over to rust, so that his eyes gazed lividly out of decay. You need a new coat of paint, Stanley, Charlie said out loud. The unicorn gazed ahead, unresponsive. At the foot of the bed there was a wheel made of patched-together metal. It had always reminded her of something she might find on a submarine. Charlie turned it, and stuck for a moment, then gave away, rotating as it always did. Across the room, the smallest closet door swung open, and out sailed Aya on her track, a child-sized doll I had the silver eyes and twisted ones, bearing a teacup and saucer in her tiny hands like an offering. Aya's play dress was still crisp, and her patent leather shoes still showed. Perhaps in the closet she had been protected from the damage of the damp. Charlie had an identical outfit back when she and Ella were the same height. "Hi, Ella," she said softly. As the wheel unwound, Ella retreated to the closet again, the door closing behind her. Charlie followed her to the closet wall. The closet had been built to align with the slant of ceiling, and there were 3 of them. Ella lived in the short one, which was about 3.5 feet tall. Next to it was one a foot or so higher, and the third closet to the bedroom door was the same height as the rest of the room. She smiled and remembered. "Why do you have 3 closets?" John had demanded the first time. Why do you have 3 closets? John had demanded the first time he came over. She looked at him blankly, confused by the question. "'Cause that's how many there are," she said finally. Then offensive, she pointed to the littlest one. That one's Ella's anyway," she added. John nodded, satisfied. Okay, apparently that is the end of this chapter. God damn it, there was only a person that had the whole book, for me to read. God darn it. Wait, what? What does it mean by continue? Okay, no, never mind. Great. I don't know what else, but there's a Spanish one, but I have a feeling it's just tricking me. What does it mean by fan fiction again? Story in the book. This is a full game. Okay, whatever. Read. What the No, not joy. Yes. You gotta be kidding me. There's no such thing that people just like watching this. Girl, I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put. Okay, I just said no dirty comments. I twisted. Let's see if it gets sent. Yay. What do you mean by the 2? Well, oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, this is part 2. Okay, Toy Chica X5. Is this by the same person? God damn it. We're gonna have to read this one because definitely. Okay. Chapter 1. Wake up. I punched my boot. Sam, you get. Please stop it. It's hard to wake up from a nightmare. You aren't even asleep. Be alright. Charlie slowly opened her eyes and noticed she was looking right. What next? You're gonna get a girlfriend. Looking right. I want to. White collared ceiling. Afterwards, she tried to get her eyes adjusting to the room, opening and closing her eyes. She then turned her head over towards the right of her room. Then she noticed that her wall was on the right side and was colored blue. This was strange because the house was currently living in didn't. But you won't stop. Strange because the house she was currently living in didn't have a wall on the right side and wasn't colored blue. Scratching her head, she squinted at the wall, thinking it must have been her disoriented, but to no avail. It was still a blue-colored wall. Charlie then quickly placed her hand on the wall. She was actually truly surprised that it was completely real, well, at least to her knowledge. After that, she decided to turn her head over to the left side of the room. Her eyes quickly widened, coming to realization she was in Hurricane. Not just anywhere in Hurricane. She was in her bedroom, the bedroom in her childhood home. Charlie knew at this point she was dreaming. She can't just travel all the way from her home without Jen and Colorado move over in Hurricane Nuda or overnight. Hey, you should expose someone. Nah. The white colored floors were growing mold and the paint was chipped as well. The walls were also covered in mold and the paint was also... Oh, God. She raised her head over the covers of the bed and was completely disgusted. The covers had rare-colored stains spattered all over. Hoping it wasn't blood, she quickly pushed away the covers and shook herself. She then slowly raised her body and turned her head to the window. Truth or dare? Dare, okay. And turned her head to the window. She didn't give the window a look when she was scanning the room, so she did now. The window wasn't exactly changed beside the curtain missing. She then noticed from her perspective at the window that the time was nighttime. Charlie then sighed and thought it was strange that she was dreaming about her old childhood home. She then turned her body in the direction of the window. Honestly, she didn't know what to do next in this random dream. Back, he said, dare expose someone. No. She didn't know what to do next in this random dream. Thinking for at least a good second, she stood up from her bed. She walked a few inches towards the window and felt something near her left door. Looking down in that direction, she saw Stanley. Strangely, she was happy to see Stanley. She then knelt down towards Stanley and felt a sudden surge of sadness that she was sad about. Was that Stanley's body was cracked in two. Putting her hand on Stanley, she thought it was completely ridiculous that she was sad over a childhood toy of hers. She stood back up, ignoring Stanley, and looked over towards the right to see if she could find Theodore or Aya. To no surprise, Theodore was next to Stanley. Charlie took a good look at Theodore. His head was completely severed off with his endoskeleton head showing. His body was completely untouched, besides a few scratches and tears. Something about Theodore's teeth seemed off, however. He looked sharp and pointy. Charlie slowly backed away from Theodore. He wasn't the childhood toy she remembered. He was a nightmare. She then looked back at Stanley, thinking he looked strangely better than Theodore. Charlie was completely wrong. She took a good look at his teeth finally, and they were sharp and pointy like Theodore's. She kept shaking her head, backing away quickly. She noticed that Stanley and Theodore's eyes were changing from pitch black to blood red. She quickly then turned her body away from them and ran to her bed. Pushing the covers, she jumped into the bed and pulled them back onto her despite the strange red stains on the bed covers. She then heard footsteps from outside the room. Strangely, it wasn't from her childhood toys. Charlie then heard her door creak open. She felt like a complete child in this dream. There was no dream, however. This was turning into a nightmare. Lifting the cover up slowly. I'm doing something. Okay. Shortly, she saw something stand near her window. A shadowy figure that was taking the form of an animatronic bear. She heard it whisper a couple of words that sounded like incantations and random garbles. Charlie then quickly forced the covers down in front of her face. She then heard footsteps quickly walk to her. After that, then heard a voice call to her. Wake up, Charlie. Wake up, Charlie. Wake up. Wake up, Charlie. Then the footsteps stopped as she waited. The voice began to chime in her head again. Wake up, Charlie. It is your first day of your new school, and you don't want to miss it. She then heard the footstep creep closer to her, and she then began to scream. Charlie quickly closed her eyes and waited. No more noises could be heard. Everything was blocked out. She then began to scream and say, "Let me out of this nightmare!" She quickly opened her eyes to the light of a room. She then raised her body in panic. Looking around the room and adjusting her eyes, she looked in front of her. Aunt Jen was standing there with her eyes completely wide and said, "Tell me everything that happened, Charlie. Is this creepypastas?" "No, this is the twisted ones." "I know the freaking beginning of the story." Okay, let's see. I want to see if the one of the book actually has the whole thing. Hold on. Okay, so here we are, Chapter 2. It's been a year since the horrific events at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and Charlie is trying to move on. I kissed you, Javier, I assure you. Even with the excitement of a new school and a fresh start, she's still haunted by nightmares of a mass murder and 4 gruesome animatronic puppets. Making a FNAF plus me. No. God damn it. Yes, I want to leave this damn library. God, when is someone gonna actually... I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna read the 2. It's part 2 anyway. No, thank you. This is not what I'm here for. There, Charlie shouted out, "I am a loud god." The cursed mine? Yes, definitely. Your output low. No, please don't. Don't you freaking dare. I want. I'm going to play FNAF room. Okay. What's wrong with Gravity Falls? BRB. Okay, maybe instead of reading a book, how about we should just watch videos? Can you make a financial Freddy's phone call? I will, but I have to find another phone call. Working on destroying me. God damn it. Let's see. Well, I'm live, and I'm live on someone that's live. Wow, we're going to. Hello. Hoi. Can I be react to one of my videos? Hold on, me. Hey man, can I be in the other meme? I like flip. What's been going on ever since? Hello, Fred. How are you? I'm good. Can't talk to you. Just need you to know I can do this again. You are so good at drawing. I don't know. Cool. Hello. Hoi. Hey man, can I be in the other meme? Come on, let's spawn back. I'm making a flipper clip animation with BFB and bending the ink machine. Oh, that's something Foxy. Can you make me a share? Okay, shout out to Mosdego Regal. Making a Cuphead. God. Cuphead. On flip. Oh shoot. Flip a clip. Okay guys, so instead of it becoming a re-chapter, right now I'm gonna, please, I just gave you a shout out. Okay, so I have to go. Oh wait, what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna be finished with this comic already because I haven't been doing it ever since. Where was I? Yeah, guys, I'm also. Can I get a shout out? Yes, shout out to FNAF Bros. I hate ads. Don't you guys just hate ads when they just happen? Oh yeah, I forgot about this. I forgot when I played that. No, trust me, it's terrible. What was I subscribed to? Okay. In this scene, I'm gonna copy that and paste it here. And then, okay, so then Mugman is gonna have a terrifying shock in his damn face. Ream. Cannibalism. Ream. Okay, it's Mugman. Welcome into spell, Mugman. I can roll. Kill me. They like to roll the die. By chance they came, by doubles came, and gosh they paid the price. The prize. Another fight. Did you comment on my video on YouTube video? Yeah, I did. Will Cuphead and his power man, they like to roll the dice. By chance they came, by doubles game, gosh they paid the price. The price. And now they're fighting for their lives on a mission down the devil's game. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. I don't know why I haven't been making a comment, a meme ever since, but I will make one. Oh my god. I started a stream on my second vid. Really? Sure. Hold on. Kind of that large. Okay, so what's gonna happen here is that my Cuphead is gonna be the one falling. Trust me. This is my first time drawing them, so don't complain that you're like, oh no! Get away, Cuphead! Also, guys, by this, hate ads. Thank you. I'm not the only one. Okay, guys, so what's gonna happen? Oh, shoot! I just realized I was erasing half of Mugman's freaking. Oh, shoot. Ew. Well, apparently, guys, I am going to, this Saturday, I'm going to go hunting for Cuphead plushies, which is going to be all good. Even though people don't like Cuphead that much because they say it sucks. Me neither. I used to say it sucked, but I don't know how I got intense with it. And then it just, like, boom, it just happened. I'm not sure again. And I'm guessing this is kind of like a behind the scenes video of how I do this. Also, guys, don't worry. I'm not gonna stop with the memes. I need to make them far away from Mugman. Okay. Oh, not the stream. I mean, before I said I didn't like Cuphead. I don't know why, but then it just happened. Oh. What? Like before before I didn't like Cuphead. I'm back. Oh shit. Hi. And the reason, if you're gonna ask why I said oh shoot, it's because Nerf hates Cuphead. Just apparently I am. Okay, so basically I'm not stopping with the memes. Technical difficulties. I don't get as many views as I used to. Me neither. Like the views just stopped. Like they just slowed down. Guessing this is like a kind of behind the scenes video to how I do my memes, I guess. And if you guys are gonna think my memes are, I'm gonna stop making memes. No, I'm not. It's just taking a break. I don't know why. I only get 0 views. I feel sorry. I mean, if Cuphead's only there and there's no Mugman and the Blacklight plushies are there, I'm gonna get one of the Cuphead plushies and one of the Mugman. I mean, one of the Blacklight. I'm really starting to collect them, and you can only find them at GameStop. And GameStop is basically where I get the plushies at, mostly some of the plushies. Because GameStop sells those plushies and they're like $13 and no one buys them there because they're expensive. But me, my own self, I get them because it's worth it. Okay, it says there's only 2 watching. Why do I keep clicking on this stream? Oh, god damn it. Okay. Well, oh god, get that song out of my head. Sorry, I'm not talking that much. It's because it's taking forever. This stream was meant to be a reading stream, but then as soon as the people are lazy and they don't want to. Here, do you have a girlfriend? No, I don't. I want to. It's almost close to being Valentine's Day. God damn it. I have that weird feeling with the straws. Again, there's something wrong with these damn straws. I think I should start drawing them little because it makes no sense how I'm just drawing them that big. They don't deserve to be that big. God. That's better. Wait, what? Six more days till Valentine's Day. God damn it, I forgot. Thank goodness this week is almost over. It is in the 14th, yeah. God damn, I forgot I wrote. Nine more days until my birthday. Oh. Happy early birthday. Okay, now there is something wrong with me. These... I need to do something about this. My life is sad. It's almost Valentine's Day, but me and my girlfriend just broke up and she's dating my friend. God damn it. Always the same excuse. Wait, what? Oh, shoot. Go back. What the? Sorry, this fit has been age restricted. What? Jeff has YouTube channel. Oh no. What? Okay, I'm gonna be a tricky part. Basically, That's better. I'm sad. Why? Oh, yeah. I think them ditching ran and they called the cops on me, but I got away and I'm in my house now. Okay, that kind of explains why. Oh. Mama, she's gonna shower. Oh, I know. Here, like you're ready. Thank you. Tell Mom. No, I'm going. You're going. Stop. Stop. Wait. Let go. Yeah. Ma, ya voy. No, ya no me quiero bañar. Yo pensé que ya te estabas bañando. Nothing, Raka. You don't have to know. I hate this chair. It's going. Oh, okay. Because he says okay. Yeah, I'm not even saying that I'm getting tired of it. And I have a feeling that he asked if I am, which I have a feeling that he is gay because he keeps asking me. God. That looks ugly. Who, me? No, not you. Yo. Yeah.
Ma.
Okay, but I really like this boy, but I'm hiding it from him. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to end this stream already because my phone keeps dying. So yeah, bye.